We're here today because we have a lot of great Everglades projects, but really the crown jewel is this EAA Reservoir project, and it's vitally important to reduce and even eliminate harmful discharges to the Caloosahatchee and St. Lucie estuaries, and for sending more water to the Everglades and to Florida Bay. And that's why we were all very disappointed that the Biden administration failed to dedicate any of the recently passed $1.2 trillion infrastructure funding to the EAA Reservoir, not one dime going to this vital project. Prior to taking office as governor, I met with President Trump, explained to him about these discharges and how the Army Corps would discharge the water. I mean, the state, we don't control the discharges. I mean, that's done federally. But we asked, could you manage the lake maybe a little bit different? Congressman Mast was very much involved with kind of helping us, pitch the president on that. And to his credit, and the Army Corps' credit, 2019, I don't know that we had any discharges. I mean, we had very few. And really the last 3 years have been far, far fewer discharges than what you saw in 2018 and 2016 and in those years. And so our view was these projects are important. You can't just snap your fingers and they happen. It does take some time to do. But if they could manage the lake a little bit better to try to avert discharges when they're the most harmful in the rainy season, then that will really help the quality of the water. And by and large, they've worked with us, and so we appreciate it. I know they're going through some other stuff. We've been working with them on that, but if we can get that management to where, hey, there's a lot of factors at play here. We don't want to be sending harmful discharges into these estuaries. Do what you can to minimize, and then continue on our projects. We're going to be in pretty good shape, if we get all this stuff done. So Congressman Mast has been really instrumental in that. This is an issue he knows probably as good as any elected official that I deal with, and so I want to let him come up and say a few things.
Appreciate it, Governor. The governor came in, he does everything strategically, and he looked at it and he said, what can make the biggest possible difference and help the most people? Well, if we do this reservoir, we can help the Everglades, we can help the East Coast, we can help the West Coast, all in one swoop. So let's go out and do that. That's just common sense. The state legislature put the dollars towards this, just waiting on those federal dollars to come in. This was the opportunity to do it. And, let's not be bashful about this. The governor said this is a crown jewel for the environment for the state of Florida. That's exactly why you're not seeing $1 go to it from these federal appropriations, because Governor DeSantis made this a crown jewel for his environment. That's the Biden administration sending a middle finger over to Florida, unfortunately, and this is what we see over and over again. You just want to say to this administration, make the big deal the big deal. For God's sake, make the big deal the big deal. This is the big deal on the environment here. They're failing to do so. Floridians are going to suffer as a result. They could do a lot better. I'm confident Governor DeSantis could probably get this done ahead of schedule and under budget. You asked, was this brought up in Congress about funding the reservoir? Everybody's aware that Pelosi funded a beautiful park with multi-million-dollar homes on it in San Francisco, exactly the way that she brought dollars to that park in her backyard. We said, hey, why don't you do something important for millions of Floridians, Everglades restoration, and the EAA Reservoir? That was rejected by Pelosi and her people as well. So this was addressed at every step, every level along the way. This was not something new to them.
What Brian said is certainly right. I mean, if Florida wants something for whatever reason under this administration, it's like, okay, then you're not going to do. We absolutely believe that with all that money that they're throwing out, they're spending like $15 billion on speed cameras. I mean, you're driving, they take a picture of your license plate, just send you a bill. I mean, I don't like that. It's added more surveillance in our society. I don't know why you would want to go down that road. But they're putting all this stuff in there, and I'm just thinking to myself, could they not have pried just a heck if they did a couple $100 million, but they could have done a chunk of that reservoir with what they're doing, and that would have been something that would have been very meaningful. So we're going to keep going there. Okay, thanks everyone. Appreciate it.